Hey, fourth graders, this is Mr. Hatch. Today we are continuing with dividing using partial quotients. Today's learning targets are I can divide three-digit numbers using partial quotients, and I can accurately identify the remainder in a division problem. Today, guys, you may notice our learning target's slightly different. It has changed to two-digit to three-digit. Today we are going to be dividing with three-digit numbers. Now, this is the same process we have been talking about and practicing. They're just slightly bigger numbers. So let's get started here with an example problem today. We're going to go back to the example we've been talking about of imagining that we have 6 friends and we have 684 Skittles. And we want to divide those Skittles amongst our 6 friends equally. We don't want to give one friend more than the others, and we don't want to give more than 684 because that's the amount we have. To represent our 6 friends, we have 6 smiley faces over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And those are going to just be an example for us to use as we go through this problem. Let's do it. So to start out here, I'm going to think, and when I have a number in the hundreds place, the first number I start with is I think, can I give each of my friends 100 Skittles? Well, we can always check with our smiley faces. I'm going to plug in 100 underneath each of these smiley faces, and then we can see if we have enough to do that. Well, let's see. I gave out 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So yes, I can give them each 100 because I have 684 Skittles. Okay, because I gave each friend 100, I need to document that here on the right-hand side of my problem. So I'm going to write 100 over here on the right. I gave them each 100. So I gave them each 100, but I gave away a total of 600 Skittles. So I'm going to write 600 underneath the total amount I started with, 684. Now I'm going to subtract by bringing down the 4, bringing down the 8, and my 6's cancel out. So now I have 84 Skittles, and now I need to think, okay, how many Skittles can I give them each now? Well, I can't give them 100 again. I only have 84. So let's think, can I give them each 10? Well, let's check. I gave each of them 10 to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yes, I could give them each 10 because I have 84 to give away. So I'm going to write 10 over here because I gave each friend 10. And I am going to take the total amount I just gave away. 10 times 6 would be 60. So I'm going to plug in 60 underneath 84. Now I'm ready to subtract. I'm going to bring down my 4. And if we take away 6 from 8, it's going to give us 2. Now I have 24. Well, now I can think, okay, can I still give them Skittles? Do I have enough to give them each at least one? Yes, I do. There's 6 friends and I have 24 Skittles. Well, let's think. Can I give them each 2 Skittles? Yeah, I can because 2 times 6 would be 12. Could I give them each 3? Yes, because 6 times 3 would be 18. Could I give them each 4? Well, 6 times 4 is 24, and that's the exact amount I have. So yes, I can. I can give them each 4, and I can always double check by plugging in 4 underneath each friend. I can always count. I can go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Okay, so I can do that. I'm going to plug it in over here to show that I gave each friend 4. And I am going to write 24 underneath 24 because I gave 4 to each friend. 6 times 4 gives me 24. After I subtract, I have 0, so I do not have a remainder. I was able to distribute these Skittles equally amongst these 6 people. Now to find my final answer, I'm going to add up my partial quotients, which I documented here in this column. So 100 plus 10 is 110, plus 4 gives me 114. So I'm going to write over here 114, and I do not have a remainder. All right, 114 is my final answer. Let's take a look at one more example problem here. Here we have 257 divided by 2. So this time, we only have 2 friends who are going to get a lot of Skittles. So we have 257 Skittles to split between these 2 friends. Let's start with 100 and think about, can I give each of these friends 100 Skittles? Well, I have 257 Skittles, so yes, I can. I'm going to give them each 100 Skittles. I'm going to write down 100 over here to document that I gave each person 100 Skittles. Well, I gave away 100 to each of them, so that's 100, 200. So I'm going to write 200 underneath the total amount I had because I gave away 200 already. Now I'm going to subtract. Bring down my 7, bring down my 5. The 2's cancel out. And I have 57 left. Okay, well, I need to split these 57 amongst my 2 friends. So let's think. Could I give them each 10? Well, if I gave them each 10, I'd only be giving away 20. So yes, I definitely can. Could I give them each 20? Let's check. If I gave each friend 20, I'd be giving out 40 total. Well, I have 57, so that's totally fine. I can do that. So I'm going to write a 20 over here to show that I gave each friend 20. And now I'm going to subtract. I gave 40 away total. 20 plus 20, or 20 times 2 would give me 40. I'm going to document that here and subtract by bringing down my 7. If we take away 4 from 5, we have 1. Now I have 17. All right. Well, how can I equally split these amongst my 2 friends? I know that 2 times 8 is 16. That's pretty close. 2 times 9 would give us 18, and that's more than I have. So I can give them each 8 Skittles. If I give each friend 8 Skittles, I gave away 16 total. Now I'm going to subtract to get 1. If I only have 1 Skittle left, I cannot give it to either of them because that would not be fair. One would have more than the other. So that is it. 1 is my remainder, and I'm ready to add up my partial quotients here on the side. So I'm going to add 100 plus 20 to get 120. And I'm going to add 8 to that to get 128. So 128. And I have a remainder of 1. So 128, remainder 1 is my final answer. All right, guys, you are now going to do 5 practice problems on your own. Each of these problems is a 3-digit number being divided by a 1-digit number. And on each of these problems, you have a little chart here with smiley faces. If it helps you to write down how many you're giving each friend, you can do that. If it's easier for you to not do that, you don't have to use this. This is just a resource for you to use if it's helpful for you. Guys, if you get stuck, come back to this video to check out those example problems again, where we'll go through step by step how to do these kind of problems. Good luck today, everybody, and have a fantastic day.